Yeah, so Tom Hargraves, we're at Kākou Angus, so we're just 10 minutes south of Geraldine. Geraldine's a small town of 3,500 people, I think, 2 hours south of Christchurch. Kākou is a 1,600 hectare farm. Mum and Dad are still on the farm, built a house for them about 10 years ago, and Anna and I are in the homestead and farming it in conjunction with Mum and Dad. So yeah, we're sheep and beef. Predominantly beef and Angus and Charolais stud, and we also have a small dairy farm tacked onto the side of the farm. So we've got sheep, beef, dairy, trees, and also trying to invest outside the farm as well. I think we're gifted. We're very lucky to be farming in New Zealand. We've got a great growing seasons. The climate is amazing. We get pretty safe rainfall. It's warm. I mean, there are challenges. We've got steep country, it's high and it can get cold, but New Zealand is a magnificent country for farming and we utilise that grass pretty well and we wouldn't do it anywhere else. It is 4th generation, so it was purchased by my great-grandfather and he was a doctor back in 1924, which is when Kākou became part of the Hargraves family. And yeah, obviously been farming it ever since. I think the earliest memories would be tailing with Mum and Dad back in the days when they all tried to do everything themselves. So we would be chucked in the truck or the back of the motorbike or on the trailer heading out, whether it was wet, whether it was sunny, and we would always be there helping out, doing the tailing, marking calves, mustering. So we all rode horses from day dot really, so we'd be out mustering out the back on the hills with Mum, and I don't know where Dad was, but he would have been with his dogs doing something, but we were always out there doing something. 1954 rings a bell. Grandfather had a small stud, maybe selling 30 bulls. Grandfather wasn't that well, so Dad came home when he was relatively young and took over the farming operation, and the stud was there. And I recall a story. It was either a stock agent or a opposition stud saying to Gerald, "Yeah, I think you should probably get rid of the stud because you don't have very good cattle." And he thought, well, bugger this. He was thinking about getting rid of it, but bugger that, I'm going to show you guys. So he went from selling 30 bulls to sort of 120 in his lifetime, and yeah, really ramped it up. And then we came home, and at that point of time the stud was about 60% of our own income. It was a major contributor. I'm a person that likes to not have all eggs in one basket, I suppose, so we've been trying to sort of move that Angus side or the stud side to a position where we don't rely on it to waiting for that bull check once a year. So we're now down to about 50%, and we'd like to move that to around that 40%, but maintain and increase other parts of the business. So the dairy farms being a big contributor to that. We retain all our calves from the dairy herd, so the beef on dairy is a big aspect of that. So they come over here at about 120 kilos and we finish all of those, so finish around 350 calves. We also have a Charolais stud, so we've been into a position with the Charolais where there's relatively good calving ease in the cattle. So they've been sought after in the dairy industry, so we're selling a fair bit of semen into the dairy industry, which is contributing quite a lot to our overall portfolio. And then we're doing a bit of planting quite a lot of trees, or 120 hectares really, capturing that carbon market as well. The reason for that is we're doing about $300 to $350 a hectare on farming that, and it's pretty diverse country, extensive country. A lot of it needs fencing for waterways, and there's a lot of gorse to spray and to maintain that type of country, so putting it into trees means we don't need to worry about that. And depending on where the carbon sits at the time, conservatively we could do about $3,000 to $3,500 a hectare, so it's quite a big opportunity we see for us. So the Angus side, we're a performance-based herd. First and foremost, the cattle need to be functional. They need to work for the producer, the cow-calf operator. So it has to have the phenotype and the structure to maintain and sustain itself in the high country or wherever it may be within New Zealand. So it's got to have that longevity and fertility. It's very important, but it's the opposite side of the spectrum. It's got to produce an end product that the consumer wants. If we want to just produce commodities, everybody might as well maintain bulls and put them into the meat patties and sell them around the world that way. But if we want to have a high-end market with that New Zealand is well known for, we need to improve our consistency of eating quality. So we're driving that pretty heavily. Again, the more measuring that we do, the more information we get, the better we know about pedigrees. The opportunities in cattle will enhance what we do as a whole. So again, going back to the carcass quality of the animal so that the consumer can have that eating experience to make them want to come back time and time again. Happy to pay for it if the product is good enough, and that's what we've got to aim for. If we don't have that, it's just going to be a commodity, and some people may be happy with that, but if we can get a premium price for our product, then that is what I believe we should be after, because farming is only getting more and more expensive. So we really need to aim for that premium product to command a premium price. This is a property that we would love to see go further into our family, so the next generation. So we're always thinking about that and how can we make it easier for them. So to make it easier for them, the genetic side is a really important part of it. So improve our carcass weight, improve our carcass quality, maintain our fertility, and make the farm itself a better farm. So there's a lot of technology that we're using to enhance this property and make it better for our next generation. It's always a privilege to be part of a family business, but it also creates its challenges. We're lucky because our family are fully involved with what we do and on board with what we do, so it's made that succession really smooth. Mum and Dad have been lucky by having amazing advisors to help invest outside of the farm, which has enabled us to get that family succession working smoothly and the transition working smoothly. And yeah, I suppose going into a property that's established, it gives us the opportunity to be privileged to move into an operation that's established. So we are privileged and we realise that. So we're only trying to make it better for what we do, so going forward. Well, Angus is a world-renowned breed. Everywhere you go, there's Angus. It's such a popular breed, so it's good to be part of something that is so extensive. It's got the quality that we're after. It's got the maternal quality, it's got the eating quality, so it's a very hard breed to really beat in terms of that. Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of travelling, and wherever you go in the world, they've all got the same concept about what they're wanting to do with it. I suppose on the flip side, it's so good because, you know, there's a lot of studs in New Zealand all breeding differently, and I think that's a great thing. I think, you know, we can't all do the same thing. So, and that creates conversation. You know, we do our things this way, but there's other studs within the vicinity that's doing completely different things, and they're all very good at what they do. So it's great. I think that's a really good thing. So.